1074, the ninth session with IMEC, 8/18/84.
Good afternoon, Rita.
Good afternoon. We're very pleased that you are back. We would like to continue with some questions that we had as a result of our earlier discussions.
Good afternoon, Rita.
Good afternoon. I'm very glad that you're back. We would like to continue asking some questions that arose as a result of our last discussions. Is that all right?
Very well.
All right. Very good. One of the things that we were wondering about is whether you were ever in physical form on the earth plane or elsewhere.
We have not been on the earth plane except through channels such as this one.
Oh, I see.
This channel is from our reality and chose to enter into a physical form. She has not adapted. She called out to us, so we try to assist so she may return to this reality. We are aware in a larger degree than her awareness, but we do not have total control in the physical because our attention is not directed. We choose only to assist, is what your term would be, although it must be accomplished with the consciousness that is in the physical must release, and you would say rejoin, make a decision to return to that reality. When you wish to go to other realities, you focus your attention. It is like a dissatisfaction, a discontent, perhaps a search. When this condition occurs, there then is a energy that produces, you could say in your mental world, an anxiety. It is, or maybe you would say, a force that becomes lodged in that consciousness when the earth, when any consciousness from any plane enters another plane, it has an influence. The influence then is dealt with
10 minutes.
or not
GSR 1
dealt
down 3
with.
points. GSR 2 up 3 points.
If it is allowed to stimulate, it can become attractive. It would be your turn, and it's actually would be more like a compelling force. When Earth entities when entities become
polarity shift.
A mixture of several realities, and they enter into the other realities, they influence. The influence in most cases is minimized according to the level of that consciousness. So there is an overlapping of realities, and a consciousness can and does become part of several realities. If they understand the predominant reality, that which has the greater energy, will be the reality that the entity is experiencing at the time of their consciousness. There is where they may focus on and change their level of consciousness. The consciousness of those who are able to manipulate several forms of consciousness have then let us just say a half of one consciousness and half of another consciousness. And then you could subdivide this into many sections, and their realities would be in several or many realities, and they will and do fluctuate between the various realities. The reality is that which one is experiencing. In your terms, it would be acquired and understood best through your mental body, which includes the emotional body, the greater part of the energy, into these areas of consciousness. They do go to various levels, or you call levels. They experience many different realities when they are out of body and during doing what you term sleep, and many even while they are walking and having the appearance of being perfectly awake in your reality. I do not wish to divert too far except to say that when an entity from our reality enters into the earth plane, they can and do become attached to that reality. There must be great care taken on our part, for when these consciousness enter back in, there will be an influence from that reality, and it is usually dealt with. However, in some cases, when dealing with entities, consciousnesses re-entering or reaching out to re-enter their state, those who are helping, because they enter into the reality in order to reach, to assist the one who is calling, they must not become too involved. I have strayed from your question. This entity wishes to return to the band from the state of being, and because the entrance into the physical was not pleasant, it was not desired, was not experienced with any great knowledge gained. And then seeks to return all the realities that in your philosophies and your worlds exist in the same way. Those who go to their areas where they experience the life, the reincarnation, the places, all of the realities that man has experienced, is created, and passes on to entities who experience them, experience them, are exactly that. They are the realities. Then they choose to experience them. When you would say then is life after death, is reincarnation a fact? It is a fact because in your beliefs that it is a fact, then the energy, the consciousness creates it, so it exists. It does not exist of itself. It exists because it is a thought created, and there are those who enjoy the play of this particular experience. So in that sense, it is real. In the sense of the ultimate truth of that is, or that it was created, and that's the way it is, and you are bound to it. This is not so. Your entrance into any reality. Let me say that if you desired to experience a particular role that is you have witnessed on the earth plane, then you indeed may gather another physical body and experience that experience. But it does not have to be. It is only because you choose it you wish to experience that reality. So in trying to explain realities to man, to consciousnesses while they are in the earth plane, becomes quite a difficulty. They are not contradictions. Reincarnation is, and it is not. There you may communicate with the entities that have built their consciousness, their realities on those levels. Because you enter into an agreement with them. Each experience is different because of the agreements. And when you do not agree with a reality, it does not exist for that individual, but it truly exists for individuals who agree that this is what they will They will put their energies in this direction and form this agreement and create that particular reality.
Is this agreement is made with oneself? Is that the kind of an agreement you're talking about, or is the agreement with other energies?
The agreements are when the consciousness, what attracts the consciousness, what attracts the individual, they will be attracted, they will accept one philosophy over another philosophy. Your earth has many philosophies.
Yes.
And your philosophy is very clear to you. It is reasonable. It is more pleasant. It is more understandable. It is in more agreement with you than perhaps another reality. Yes. The reality, let me say, of the heaven and the hell. This is very distasteful to you. It is you chose to withdraw your support. You do not wish this to be part of your reality.
Yes, that's true.
It does not then exist. You chose that. You will not experience that. You have chosen not to. Your energy is withdrawn from that. There are those that do not believe or it will allow their energies to be directed towards the reincarnation. When their energies are not directed into that, they will then, because of that denial, because of the non-focus there, they will then direct their consciousness to a reality that will be more pleasing to them.
Yes.
And as this thought, this becomes a reality, and then there are those who have very similar, whose desires, whose levels are on the same, who, let me say, that there are those, this one perhaps I will tell you for an example, was in the exposure for the doctrine that you call the Christian doctrine. This was very, very disturbing to the inner level, as this mentally was put upon the mental body. Because basically, you see, this was not the origin, this was not the total belief. so it did not merge. It did not it could not become part of that. Then there was the mental information on the reincarnation, which again, to the mental and to the workings of the human mind, was much more interesting and much more logical and in your terms fair than the God and up and down what would be. So it was like, oh, this is much closer to what the original reality is. Then as the mental body began to release and to released energies that were in opposition to the first set of impressions. It found then energies to question and to react upon that philosophy, that layer of energies, which at one time were pleasant because they were less intensive than the first impressions were. This is how, using religion as a basis, that people's awarenesses and religions change, and how they can go into and experience different levels of reality. Many of your questions that are based on what is real and what is not is very difficult because they are based on certain premises. And the premises, you see, as long as there are agreements consisting that certain conditions and that certain things are so, then if you are in that level, if you are in that area, and these are only terms, then that reality will exist. Yes. There then are realities that do not include the concepts of the philosophies of men. There are the realities that do not include the reincarnation, that do not include the communications with the Earth's plane or with other levels. This does not be aided by entities who choose, they have held the reincarnation, and they create that reality until they enter again into what you would say the physical body. That these things are possible and they do take place. However, there are realities that do not include any of these, because, as we have said before, to direct your consciousness to focus on any of these areas would then be to be slightly focused to whatever degree from the reality that we have chosen, which includes none of those particular areas that you associate with the earth plane.
I have some questions that I'd like to ask about Marie to see if I understood what you were saying. Did I understand that you were saying that Marie has come into an earth plane from your level of consciousness or your level of energy, your plane, and that she is working to come back?
This is so.
Yes.
Yes.
And can you explain why she made the decision to come into the earth plane?
As we said earlier, the consciousness can be attracted, influenced by other realities. This, in trying to explain this, we realize that it will sound very much like earth-type dogmas, but it is because I am limited with words.
Yes, I understand.
As we said earlier, there can be, and there it is, the way that the consciousnesses intermingle with each other. The consciousness that we have created here has been added to in your sense. It has and can and will accept consciousnesses from other realities. And as this takes place, there is an awareness of the other realities. And there can be an interest. This would be your word. There is an interest. There is a drawing, a pulling effect, and one then can become influenced by the other realities. It is much like you have different experiences that you experience directly there on your earth plane. As you see an entity in a physical form doing certain things, you tend to think this would be interesting. You tend to imitate, to experience that experience. And this can happen, and it is all right. All forms of consciousness can move and merge with any that they choose. What you need most to know is to know that is the way it is. To know, you see, you can become locked in a reality, and you then think that is that reality. You can go and experience any reality, but you must have your consciousness focused into that reality which you choose, and you must maintain a level of awareness so that you may direct your total self to the reality that you choose. Otherwise, you will stay in one reality, which is, as we said, it is all right.
Would you say that Marie is now living in two realities?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. How about some of the rest of us? Is that an appropriate thing to say about us as well?
Each individual, because of the energies that have become part, the energies actually, let me explain that awareness can be emerged in, become energies that cover, that shield, that hide, that use, and the consciousness, the awareness becomes it loses its, it is not functioning on a level. It is like in a dream. It is not focusing. I wish to try to rephrase the energies, the consciousness gets involved, and it does not focus on where it perhaps wants to be. When an entity or a consciousness is functioning, and we would say it is satisfied with the reality that it is experiencing, then that entity, that consciousness, doesn't wish to change its consciousness. If it is not aware of how its consciousness, its reality became what it is, it can be changed by influences. So what I wish to say is that the influences of any reality can take awareness, a consciousness, and use it and it is in a particular reality, and the energy will stay there. But it will stay there because it is being influenced, not because it chooses. And this is the difference in being in a reality, because the awareness chooses the reality, or being in a reality because of influences, and not being aware of why it is there. It is not there by choice.
Do I understand you to be saying that Marie was influenced by something or someone on the earth plane and drawn here into the earth plane?
This would be a good example.
Yes, I see. Is it appropriate to say that some realities are higher realities than others, or some planes are higher than other planes?
No, it is a matter of choice. On your earth plane, you would reason this as so. It is all a matter, again, of choice.
So that it would not be appropriate to say that you exist on a higher plane in some way than those of us on Earth?
This is not the proper. This is not the proper. There is no better, no worse. There is being. There is realities. And you can choose any reality. It is very difficult for the human to accept or understand the fact that when a consciousness is experiencing a certain experience, again, it is because they have allowed the influences to influence them. But again, they allowed the influence to influence them. And it is very difficult because of your earth philosophies for you to accept and understand while you're in the physical body that it is all right to experience death, to experience pain, to experience harm, all the things that you in your reality now say, these realities, when you look or you experience or project on others, when one is experiencing their creation, their reality, you project to their reality what would be displeasing or unpleasant in your reality. You find it very difficult to allow them their experience.
Yes, that's sometimes
you wish
true.
And the energies that you see, all of your philosophies in fact, this entity allowing us to speak is expressing another reality. You see, in realities, it is interesting to note the exchange of energies between the different realities. And you will note that the energies that are directed in certain realities are constantly seeking to influence and consciousnesses and awareness to their reality. Do you understand?
I believe that.
And you see, when the conditions, when the circumstances, what your reality of the earth plane, if you would describe your earth plane to me, the terms that you would use would tell of your acceptance of that reality.
Yes, to some
Now,
extent.
when there are those who influence and hold attention in areas, that influence then, it influences, and you would say in your sense that there are many consciousnesses attracted to certain areas. There are many attracted, they become trapped, as you would say, in certain realities.
Yes.
And the conflict, it does exist. You see, then the knowledge of the entrapment has become distorted. And so the earth then appears to be in conflict against itself with the right and the wrong. And the energies then become influenced to the degree that they accept that reality would be your word. Mm-hmm. But remember that when an entity chooses, then their realities are changed. And this happens right on the earth plane. There are those that have created certain conditions and they choose to change this is even on a physical level, they may change their conditions. And you see, the same principle would be involved if the totality of the earth, if the entities in agreement that the earth and its conditions exist were to form an agreement, then their agreement on the reality then would exist the same as this agreement exists.
I see.
I wish that I will work on making this clearer at another time.
Very good. We're going to be able to have a number of sessions now, very very frequently with Marie, and we very much look forward to being able to continue our conversation with you. We're very grateful for your help.
Thank you very much.
And we will talk soon.
Goodbye.
Bye.